Good morning to all of you. Hope you have completed chapter 1. So we are going to discuss about compound interest. As the heading we are able to see that compound interest. And compound interest, you must be knowing about interest, simple interest as well as compound interest. So there are basically some terminology related to compound interest. Some terms are there. First term is principal. We are denoting it by P. And principal, P-R-I-N-C-P-L. Principal is the amount which is deposited or which is borrowed for a certain interval of time. Second term is, we are denoting it by P. Second term is rate. Rate is the rate or the interest which we are getting for a certain interval of time. Means if the amount which we are getting for a certain interval of time, that depends upon rate. More the rate, more the interest you will be getting. Third thing is time. Time we are denoting it by T. And time is basically the period for which you are keeping or depositing your amount or your principal for a certain period of time. That is known as time period. So one formula is there, interest. Interest is the extra amount which you are getting on principal. The extra amount which you are getting on principal is known as interest. So interest, that is simple interest. That is simple interest. So interest is basically the extra amount you are getting on principal. So we are calculating it by formula P into R into T by 100. So this is the way of calculating interest. Now what is known as compound interest? One more term I will be introducing here, amount. Amount is basically the principal plus interest. Amount is basically the sum of principal plus interest, or we can say the extra interest which we are getting plus principal, that is known as amount. That's why we are writing amount is equal to principal plus interest. Now the term compound interest. What do we understand by compound interest? Compound interest is basically the interest. Basically I am saying interest. It depends upon the rate, compounded annually, compounded half yearly, or compounded quarterly. Means principal is changing every year, or it can happen that it can change every half year, or it can change 1/4 of a month or 1/4 of a year. So we can say that when the principal is changing every year, that is known as compounded annually. Means the amount at the end of 1 year is becoming principal for the next year. If I am saying about compounded annually, compounded half yearly means amount at the end of half year will be principal for the next half year. Is it clear? Means we are defining that compounded annually. Compound interest is basically that principal is changing on a given period of time. It depends upon compounded annually, half yearly, quarterly. So we'll be doing some questions related to it. And compound interest is basically the amount which is obtained after certain interval of time minus principal. This is after certain period of time. Accomplishment of certain period of time, that is the amount, minus principal is compound interest. So we'll be doing some questions related to it. So all of you can turn to exercise 2.1. Exercise 2.1. So first number we'll be doing of exercise 2.1. In the question it is given, find the amount. All of you turn your book to question number 1, exercise 2.1. So first number it is given, find the amount and the compound interest on 8,000 rupees, on rupees 8,000 at a 5% per annum for 2 years. Means it is given that find compound interest and amount on rupees 8,000. Means principal is given rupees 8,000, rate is given 5%, time is given 2 years. So here we can see here that per annum means compounded annually, means at the end of 1 year, every 1 year principal will be changing, and it will amount at the end of 1 year will become principal for the next year. Okay. So interest will be finding interest for first year is equal to P into R into T by 100. So we can write here time will be 1. First year means time is equal to 1. We don't have to take T is equal to 2 because we are dividing compounded annually, means for 1 year. So 8,000 into 5 into 1 by 100. It is coming out to be 400 rupees. Now amount, I am writing amount as AMNT. Amount at the end of first year is equal to, as we know that amount is equal to principal plus interest. So P plus I is equal to 8,000 plus 400. It is coming out to be 8,400. This will become P for principal for second year. Amount at the end of first year will become principal for second year. So P is equal to rupees 8,400. P for second year. Now again time is 1 year because 1 year have calculated and 1 more year is left. Time is equal to 1 year. Rate will be same. So we will be writing here interest is equal to P into R into T by 100. Means 8,400 into 5 into 1 by 100. So it is coming out to be 420. Interest is coming out to be 420. Now amount will be equal to amount at the end of second year is equal to, this is the principal plus interest, 8,400 plus interest is 420, means 8,820 rupees. It is rupees. Okay. So compound interest will be equal to amount minus principal. Now which amount? The desired or the given period after a certain interval of time, after 2 years, not the after first year. So this is the final amount. Final amount minus original principal. That is the way of calculating compound interest. 8,820 minus 8,000. This is 820. Or another way is also there. We can calculate compound interest by another way. As we are able to see that interest for the first year is 400 and interest for the second year is 420. Means compound interest will be equal to I1 plus I2. Interest for first year plus interest for second year. Means 400 plus 420 is equal to rupees 820. Okay. Now we will be moving to question number 5. Okay. Question number 5. 5. Basically, the simple interest on a certain sum of money for 2 years at 12% per annum is rupees 1380. So it is given simple interest for 2 years. Time is given 2 years. For a certain sum of money, principal is unknown to us and rate is given to us 12%. And interest is given. Interest is 1380. Rupees 1380. Now we can apply the formula and we can find principal. So interest is equal to P into R into T by 100. So interest is 1380. Is equal to P into R is 12 and time is 2 by 100. So we can find here P is equal to 1380 into 100 divided by 2 into 12. So 12 1 times 12 1 to 12 6 1 and 8, 12 1 to 12, then 115, 115 and 50. So it is coming out to be P is equal to rupees 5750. So it is coming out to be principal is rupees 5750. Now the second part it is coming. Compound interest on this sum for 1 year, payable half yearly at the same rate. Payable half yearly means rate is divided, means rate will be becoming half, or we can say principal will be changing every half year or every 6 months. So from here principal we have found, means what will happen, that principal amount after 6 months will become the principal for the next 6 months. So from here P is equal to 5750, rate we can take is equal to, if I am taking rate is equal to 12%, then time I have to take half year. That is same thing, 1 by 12 into 1 by 2 is 6%. So we can do two things, either you can take rate is equal to 6% or you take rate is equal to 12 and time is equal to 1. So interest is equal to, interest for first 6 months is equal to 5750 into 12 into 1 by 2 into 100. So from here we are getting 2, 6 times 0 is cancelled, 6 5 is 30, 6 7 are 42 and 45. I am getting from here 6 5 is 30, 34, 3 4 5 by 10 0 0 cancelled. So 3 4 5 I am getting. Now I have to add this to the principal. So amount will be equal to, at the end of 6 months is equal to 5750 plus 345, means 5, then we will be getting 5 plus 4 is 9, then 7 plus 3 is 10, 6095. Amount at the end of 6 months. Now we have to find the amount, compound interest at the end of half year, means at the end of 1 year. So now this will become the principal for P for next 6 months. So P for next 6 months. So interest again we can find, interest is equal to P is, we know, is 6095. 6095 into R is 12 and time is half. 12 into time is half. 26. So from here 6, 5, 30, 6, 9, 54, 57, 5 and 50, 36. So I am getting from here 65.70. So interest I am getting 365.70. Now the total compound interest, I told that we can add directly 345 plus 365. So that will be also compound interest. So compound interest will be equal to I1 plus I2. Or the other way is that you add these two principal and you will be getting the amount. And amount you have to subtract it from the principal, original principal. That is also the way, or the simplest way we are able to see that you add both the interest. 345 plus 365.7. So if I am adding, so this is 7, 5, 5, 10, then 5, 6, 4, 10, 1, 11, 3, 6, 1, 7. So I am getting 710.7. Okay. A man invests rupees 5,000. It is given question number, we are doing question number 7. So a man invests rupees 5,000 for 3 years at a certain rate of interest. So principal is given to us is rupees 5,000. For time is equal to 3 years. Compounded annually. Compounded annually means principal will be changing every 1 year. Every year principal will be changing. So, and the amount at the end of first year is given to us is 5,600. Amount at the end of first year is equal to 5,600. We can directly write interest is equal to A minus P, means 5,600 minus 5,000, which is coming out to be rupees 600. We are getting rupees 600. So interest we have got. Now interest we have got, we can write here principal into R into T, and this is amount for first year, interest for first year, or we have got interest for first year. So time will be taking 1 year. So P is 5,000, rate I am taking as R, into time is 1 by 100 is equal to 600. So rate is coming out to be 600 by 50, which is equal to 12%. So rate is coming out to be 12%. Now in the second part it has been asked interest accrued in the second year. How much interest it has been obtained from the given amount. So this is amount at the end of first year. Will be P for second year. As we know that principal will be changing every year. So principal amount at the end of first year will become principal for the second year. Now again we can find I for second year. Here is equal to again we can write from here the amount which is given 5,600. We know that amount is 5,600 into R is 12% and time is 1 year. So it is coming out to 56 into 12. 56 into 12. 560 and 112. It will be coming out to be rupees 672. 560 plus 112, 56 into 12. So interest for the second year is rupees 672. Now amount at the end of second year, third year. Amount at the end of third year. Now again we have to find amount for at the end of second year, because we have to find amount at the end of third year. So amount at the end of second year will be equal to 5600 plus 672, which is coming out to be 6272. So it is coming out to 6272. Okay. So this is P for second year. This is coming out to P for second year, and this will be P for third year actually. This is not P for second year, this will be P for third year. And now this interest for third year is equal to 6272 into 12 into 1 by 100. So we'll be doing 6272 into 12, 4, 14, 5 and then 12, 6272. It is coming out to 4, 6, 12, then 5, then 7. So it is coming out to 752. 752.64. So it is interest for third year. Now we have to find that amount at the end of third year. So we have to just add. We have got amount will be equal to 6272 plus 752.64. So it is coming out to 0.64. This is 2 plus 2 is 4. 7 plus 5 is 12. So it is coming out to 7024. Okay. So this were the 3 bits. Okay. Okay. So we'll be doing question number 11. So it is given, calculate the amount and compound interest on rupees 17,000 in 3 years when the rate of interest for successive years is 10%, 10% and 14%. So what we are able to see here in this question, how this question is different from the other question is that rate of interest is changing. So this we can say that for the consecutive years or for the successive years the rate is changing. So here it is given on 17,000. Principal is, question number 11, principal is given rupees 17,000. Time is given for 3 years. We have to find. Rate is R1 is 10%. R2 is also 10% for the second year. And R3 is given 14%. So we will be finding interest for first year. I for first year will be equal to 17,000 into 1 into 10 by 100. It is compounded annually, means principal will be changing every 1 year or every year it will be changing. So it is rupees 1700. So amount will be equal to amount at the end of first year is equal to 17,000 plus 1700. It is coming out to be 18,700 rupees. This is the amount, and this will be P for second year. Now I for, we can find I for second year is equal to, this will be the principal 18,700 into 10 into 1 by 100. So this and this will be cancelled, rupees 1870. This is interest for second year. Amount for at the end of second year is equal to 18,700. This is the principal for the second year plus interest for second year, 1870. So it is coming out to be, this is 0, 7 plus 0 is 7, 8 plus 7 is 15, this is 9, 1, 10, this is 2. It is coming out to be 20,570. This will P for third year. So we can find again I for third year is equal to 20,570 into 1 is the time, and the rate of interest is 40 by 100. So this is cancelled. 2057 into 14 will be doing 4 7s are 28, 4 20, 22, 0 2, 4 2s are 8, 7 5 0 2. This is 8, this is 9, this is 7, this is 8, and this is 2. This is coming out to 2879.8. 2879.8. So we can add all the amounts. Okay. So amount will be adding. All the amount will be adding. So what we are getting? Amount is equal to at the end of third year. At end of third year is equal to 20570 plus 2879.8. So it is coming out to be 9. This is 7 7 is 14. This is 8 plus 5 is 13, 114. This is 213. 23449.8. Okay. So this is the amount. Now compound interest. Compound interest will be equal to, this is the amount at the end of third year, and this I am doing by first method, that amount minus original principal, or you can add all the interest also, then also you can get the compound interest, adding I1 interest for first year, adding the interest for second year, and adding the interest for third year. The sum of first year interest, second year interest, and third year interest will also give interest, compound interest, or we can subtract 23449.8 minus 17,000. So we are getting 6,449.8 rupees. So we'll be moving to question number 14. Okay. So we'll be doing question number 14. So 14 number, it is written, a man borrows rupees 6,000 at 5% compound interest. So it is borrowing rupees 6,000. So principal is rupees, question number 14, it is given principal is rupees 6,000. Rate of interest is 5%. Installment paid is at the end of 1 year is rupees 1,200. If he is paying every year rupees 1,200, so installment is equal to rupees 1,200. Means we can write here interest. We can find interest for first year. I am writing it by I1. I1 is interest for first year is equal to 6,000 into 5 into 1 by 100. So we are getting 300. Amount at the end of first year is equal to, amount at the end of first year is 6,000 plus 300. 6,000 plus 300. P will be equal to P for second year is equal to 6,300, as he is paying at the end of 1 year 1,200 rupees. So 6,300 minus 1,200, which is coming out to be 5,100. This is P for second year. Now I2. I2 is interest for second year. Second year 5,100 into 5 into 1 by 100. So it is coming out to be 255. It is interest for second year. Now amount at the end of second year, we have to add principal plus interest. It is coming out to 5,100 plus 255, which is coming out to be 53,555. And now amount due for third year is equal to, or amount left after second installment, or we can say amount left after second installment. Second installment is equal to 5,355 minus 1,200, which is coming out to be rupees 4,155. So this is the amount due which has to be paid after second year or second installment. This is the amount. Okay. So we have completed this exercise 2.1. So we'll be going. So you have to complete this whole exercise, and the queries and the questions regarding this you can ask in your in our WhatsApp group. So thank you all of you. Have a nice day.